Acknowledge me.
Leveled by Marvin Constant, the redshirt freshman out of Tuscaloosa.
They go by now. Let him know he don't want to stop. 65 yards as the ball was brought away from the line of scrimmage. Gerald Dixon.
Hey, you forgot to see my book.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tuesday night, and despite all odds, the Bama Standard still goes on the air. We're about as dependable as you possibly can get when it comes to Alabama football, family, and entertainment. I'm Justin Riley, and I want you to do a few things before we get started. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and if you're watching the replay, well, man, we miss you tonight. We still love you, but you're still part of the family. I want you to comment. We need to hear from you. This show is about you, so why not talk about it? I want to let everyone know before I introduce my wonderful cast who we are sponsored by. Another entity that is absolutely dependable, and that's one, Limestone Company. Have you ever dreamed of having beautiful natural stone in or around your home? Don't settle for subpar materials. Check out Limestone Company's selection of natural stone products to meet all of your project needs. Limestone is located in Onion, Alabama, and is one of the oldest, most trusted sources in the state. So contact them today. Tell them we sent you using the promo code the Bama Standard to receive 10% off your first order. Again, folks, this is the Bama Standard, and this is your favorite day of the week because you get to spend it with family. Well, let's go around the room and introduce some of the family members. Listen, he's the undefeated, undisputed king of comedy. He's everyone's favorite cousin, but more importantly, for everyone keeping score at home, he's a star of the show, Steve Brown.
Man, I am so happy to be here, man. Why am I happy to be here? Because you know what? We're gonna deal with more people in the chat, man. They're gonna get to ask us questions, and I just have a feeling most of the people are gonna ask me most of the questions. Why? Because I'm gonna start a show, and I'm ready to do this. Let's go, guys. Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Come on, Marvin. Anything?
Come on, Steve Brown maniacs, run wild in the chat. Well, listen, we got 1999 All SEC linebacker. When Ric Flair said to be the man, woo, you got to beat the man. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you, he's still that man, Marvin Constant.
Hey,
yeah.
I'm here. Happy to be with y'all. Do I need to
hold on, Marvin?
Do I need to make
that
a
was
new
the most
T-shirt?
unenthusiastic.
Wait a second. I don't feel like
Justin, start that back over again. Go rewind that and introduce.
I don't feel like my delivery matched his delivery.
It didn't.
Dang!
Somebody tell Marvin that they served ice cream at practice today.
One more time. Give it to the 1999.
Hey,
Come on,
honestly,
I see it building up now. I see it go. Come on.
Hey,
I kind of feel like we got Marshawn Lynch here. I'm here so I don't get fined.
Do some damn push-up. Do some curls. Let's get to it.
It's been a day, man. So you know,
the same 24 hours that we all got in a day.
No, look, we're full of energy, we're full of love, we're full of competitiveness, and you know what, Justin?
I fractured my whole damn finger.
My finger. Look at my finger.
No, you know what? That was your excuse.
Well, hold on, time out. Did you understand how instrumental this thing is to my job?
Listen,
to your nose, sure. To your job, sure.
Having to type and program and review code. With the broken story,
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, nobody. All right, so I'm
tougher than that. Hey, Marvin, mental toughness and physical toughness. You gotta have both of them.
So with that being said, Justin,
bro? Come on, man. Mindset.
All right, what we gotta do? We gotta adjust. We gotta move on. We're gonna try with another person on this panel. He's a 2002 All SEC defensive back. He's part of Bill's Mafia.
Keep going.
As a defensive back, shut down defensive back, I might add. He's also a scout for the Buffalo Bills. He was the first GM of college football. He coached at the Power 5 level, and now he's with us. Ladies and gentlemen, Gerald Smoke Dixon.
Man, what's happening? Don't forget also the first general manager for the DC Defenders in XFL. We were winning at that time. Hey, Marvin, listen to me, bro. Unlike you, I can play through adversity.
I like
Through
that.
pain and
You done
injury,
yet?
Smoke gonna show
Are
up.
you done yet? Are you done yet?
Yes, I am.
Hold on. So we can clear the air. Justin, I think that it was kind of unfair of you not to try to introduce Marvin again, so I do it. Ladies and gentlemen, the guy that nobody really likes, nobody really cares for, and honestly, he's also a part of the WDGAD. We don't give a damn, but he's here, ladies and gentlemen. Marvin Broke Finger Constant.
What's up? What it do, people?
You see how I woke him up?
Man, I'm using that next week. So, well, he won't
Yeah.
be here because he'll be on vacation again.
He's just coming.
But that's okay. He'll be back in 2 days. They're going to deport him anyway.
I can live with that. I can live with that.
And not to be lost in the weeds, a man that's a legend himself. He made his name up and down the strip. But he also made his name on a great show that's on Monday night with One Smoke Dixon. Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Pettey.
Yeah, my guy.
What's up, fellas?
Yeah.
Check out last night's show, man. It was good. Me and Smoke were on fire last night talking a little bit about the NCAA house settlement. But man, every time I see the intro now, I realize that I sent Rick Carley at AOL.com an email to get my highlight tape from high school. You know, I see Smoke streaking down the sideline, and I think of that celebration where we blocked a punt and that other dude picked it up, and I was following him cheering, and I was on the highlight reel. I'm like, man, why ain't that on the So I'm still waiting, Rick Carley, if you're still out there, AOL.com. I want my highlights.
Whoa.
Join these guys.
No, time out, dog. Time out. Do you think we're going to let you pass by saying AOL.com? You
What?
think we're gonna let that slide?
Isn't that how you get stuff from the 90s?
It's 2025.
Well, that's how you get a hold of Rick Carley to get my highlight video.
Well,
Even the
actually, Pettey,
50-year-olds on the show don't want to hear that.
actually, Pettey, he sent you a message to your MySpace. Check your inbox.
you got nailed.
Wasn't that the local guy? Was it Rick Carley? Who was the local guy that was always filming Marvin back in the 90s and always had the highlight videos on the he was
Rick,
all the local.
It was Rick Carley's sideline sideline 6.
Okay, so it was Carley. That's right. All right.
I gotta get me some black tape to put over my fingers too, so I can fit right in with this daggone diva.
Hey man, hey.
Marvin, how do you break your middle finger?
Hey, wait a minute.
What you doing to break your middle finger? Nobody's gonna ask that.
He's on the injury report. He's gonna be out 2 weeks.
No, what it was is that he saw that Nelly had that Band-Aid on for so damn long. He thought if he used the same kind of application, but with his finger, he could start a new trend.
Hey, Mook, if you drop a dumbbell on your daggone hand or you slammed it in the car door, I'll be very disappointed at you. Give me the story.
No. So somebody racked a plate and they didn't rack it all the way and they left it dangling, and I wasn't paying attention. So when I put my hand down on the bench, it actually fell off the rack where they barely racked it. And
did he find out who did it?
Oh,
I have no idea who did it, because if I did, I would probably be locked up right now.
Sure you would, Marv. Hey,
Smoke.
Not with that finger hurting, you wouldn't fight anybody. You barely can type.
Hey, Smoke, listen, did you I don't miss anything. You said you were gonna put some black tape on your finger?
Yeah.
No, put another color. Don't put you.
Listen, I threw
Be a
I opened
trendsetter.
the door, took the key, and waited for you to come through.
Put a lighter shade.
Y'all done yet?
He said it ain't gonna show up.
Okay, well, so we can jump off of Marvin. We're on the theme of weightlifting. I've heard plenty of great stories about y'all with Coach TJ. Tell me about your worst experience in that weight room with Coach TJ. Started out Smoke, and then Marvin, I want you to go after him.
Yeah, Marvin, internet ain't working, so I'm gonna go anyway. The worst one with Big T's. Okay, so this is before we all reported. It was me, Dre Fuldrum, Alonzo Ephraim, and Charles Jones. I'm not going to incriminate who got us in trouble, but we all were in the apartment. Some way, somehow, the landlord got called by Coach Sweeney. Got called by the landlord. because somebody was yelling some crazy stuff over the balcony.
My finger.
So Coach Sweeney comes over to the apartment, and I opened it, and I'm sitting there laying on the couch because Dre and Charles Jones are playing, I think it was college football, and Alonzo was in the back room hanging out. So automatically, if there's any trouble at that time, now understanding who they thought I was at that time, I was the troublemaker. So Coach Sweeney comes over and he starts talking to me. Smoke, I know you're the one that was doing this, that, and that, and that. And I'm looking at him like, bro, what are you talking about? And you know, in the Southerner, if you don't say sir and all that, they think it's disrespectful. I'm a northern guy. So I'm saying, man, what are you talking about, dude? I only know. So he's like, I know it was you. All you guys go see TJ tomorrow, 5:00. So we show up at 4:45. There was one guy missing. Just the three of us showed up. Marvin, you remember we had to do about 1,000 burpees in a minute? That challenge. So the 1,000 burpees a minute challenge left the three of us throwing up for the rest of the morning, and one guy didn't show up. Whenever that guy comes up and confess, he's the reason why. And I'm not gonna say the guy's name. That was my worst experience with Big TJ. The weight was never a problem.
Statute of
first time,
limitations, Smoke.
only time I've ever been in with Big TJ on a throw-up mission. I acted right since then.
All right, okay, justifiable. Marvin,
I'm telling the dude's finger internet is. How can you be an IT guy and have dial-up, man?
Frozen internet, broken.
it kind of contradicts the whole job description, right?
I guess, man. I do this. Wow, look at this. Listen, man.
Were you in Justin? You were part of when you were at Alabama. That's how you know these guys. You were in the. Were you in the weight room?
I was in the weight room, but I was under Ben Pollard, so I was a little bit later. So TJ wasn't over the guys as much as he was when Marvin and Smoke were coming through.
Justin, what year did you get over there with Coach P?
56K kicks through, he can respond in. But what was it? We'll make you tell a story. What was the craziest thing you saw Coach go off on a player or something in there where you're like, oh shit, I'm the
Man, listen, at 4:30 a.m. if people ain't doing right, nobody is off limits.
Oh wow.
Well, I've never had any issues in the weight room with Big
just
T.
with IT.
Here we go.
Here we go. I never had any issues.
Oh,
no,
so
I'm just saying, I never had any issues. So for some reason, I never got caught doing the dumb crap that I was doing. So,
well, now
I never missed workouts. So I never had any issues with Big T.
Yeah, that's only, like I said, Marvin, that's the only issue I ever had.
So the only issue you had in all these years is you just got a hangnail yesterday.
Well, actually, Steve, if you must know, I did have one situation with Big T. You're right. There is one. You know.
All right, let's hear it.
I maxed out at 525 on bench press, and he shut me down. He wouldn't let me go any higher. That's all I got for you.
Yeah, that was so lame.
I don't believe that, man. Get out of here.
Whoa. Okay, Steve, which one? Which one don't you believe?
He was going so hard. The coach shut him down. I don't believe that.
Now, okay.
No, what he says, he said,
real.
Yeah, that is real.
That's real. That's real. We're not going. I'm only going to let you tell a good joke on my guy, but I ain't going to let you lie on him. The 525 is real. Now, stopping them is also real because you can hurt yourself after a certain point.
Okay. So, in other words, he stopped Marvin not because of the 525. He stopped because he was hurting himself mentally, right?
No, physically, you can do some damage to yourself, and it don't make no sense.
Okay, it didn't do anything. It didn't do anything physically, but definitely, as we can see, it did something mentally. So we understand that. We do understand.
You done yet? You done yet?
I got a name to ask you guys about that I've never heard on here. Justin's gonna like this because it goes back to our Northwest Rankin days. Because one of the Northwest Rankin's rivals was Pearl, Mississippi. Man, one of the craziest redneck places of all time.
Woo!
Pearl, Mississippi. You'd rather get your kid out of Pearl before you get them out of Parchman Prison. But they had a guy by the name of Rob E. Staten, who went to the University of Alabama. And
Rob was strong as hell, bro.
Well, it shocked me because I walked into y'all's weight room one day and I saw the strongest numbers, and Robbie Staten was up there on the squat. Was Robbie just a beast? Why did that's a name not many people remember, but was he that dude in the weight room?
So Petty, when I got there, I think
Marvin probably
the year that I got there, Rob was medically redshirted.
Okay.
Oh.
I think that was it, because I don't ever remember him playing.
I don't remember him playing, but
I
that's
do
why I'm shocked. I
remember
never remember him
him
playing, but then I
practice.
saw him on the board for like the strength numbers.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. When you can have people with freakish talent or strength, and they never ever make it on the field. That's crazy.
Because there's a lot more to the game than being strong. You know,
Yeah,
having to process that information on the field and understanding, you know, what you're looking at, what calls and adjustments, what reads you have based upon what it's so much information to be processed. And I'm not going to say every position on the field, but the majority, you have to be a pretty intelligent person to actually play this game at a high level.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Well, we got
Hey
some
Marvin,
intelligent-
were you in the weight room when Antoine Odom squat like 600 something stupid that day?
No, I did 650, but I don't know what he did, but I wasn't there.
Yeah, Twan did something. I think it was like 6, somewhere close to that move.
Okay.
But the crazy thing about that day, and if anybody knows Antoine Odom is about 6'6", 6'5",
Mountain.
more leg than torso. Just a huge individual.
So he got hips.
But he
got childbearing hips.
His ability to get down to the ground is sick in terms of squat.
He's a brick house.
You got to get a lot lower.
So Steve, hear me out.
He's a natural BBL.
I'm not even going there. So hear me out. So when Fran got there with Coach Pollard, every time that you did a squat max or whatever max, you had to go up like 10, 15, whatever pounds. So Antoine came in, no warm up. You know how we usually go, how we start the warm up. You start at 325 and work you all the way up to make sure that you're ready to go. Twan came in and just asked it, "Hey man, so what's my max, Coach P?" Coach P's like, "Oh, Antoine, it was like 625 or something like that." He's like, "Are you warmed up?" Tom's like, "Yeah." Lying his tail off. Got onto the daggone squat rack. And you know, Coach Martin and Coach TJ would sit there, and Coach Martin would look sideways at you like this. And if you didn't get parallel, it didn't count. And it sucked because he would actually wait until you rack the weight and then tell you some bullcrap like, you're just about that much off. You'd be like, you could have said lower when I was doing it. But either way, Antoine got the 600 and whatever, got all the way down about that far off the ground and popped right back up. Boom. They all looked at each other and was like, "You want to go more?" Tom was like, nah. TJ put 50 more pounds on altogether. Boom. Came back up. I walked away and I said, there's no way on this planet Earth should a guy that's built like that be able to get that low and make it look that easy without warming up. And after that, I said, hey, listen, forget what everybody else is saying about the best defensive lineman here on campus. Yeah, I'm going to announce to the world. He is the one.
Wow.
Yeah, Twan was a different dude, bro. He's one of my freakiest dude I've seen in the weight room, just strength-wise. He never warmed up. He never did none of that crazy stuff. He just go in there, whatever you put on there, Twan gonna throw it up.
Speaking of announcements.
That sounds about like Cornelius Griffin. I never seen anybody play with 500 pounds on the incline.
Oh, that was funny.
Like, yeah, I'm not gonna go over there with that guy.
Hey, Mook, you know when you walked in the weight room, like you fit right in. Coming in as a freshman and seeing Big C over there with the four plates on the incline, repping it, bing, bing, and they're singing to you, bing, ding, 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 and he racked it up. You know he got that small voice like, hey man, what you doing, dog? I was like, not talking to you anymore. Big C, I'm leaving you alone. You just threw up my max, and I'm fighting. You repped it for 10.
Okay, listen, I got to make an announcement, guys. As you can tell by the age group on this panel, Red Morgan's not here.
Oh, I thought that's who was next to me. Is that not red?
However, we still have an entertaining show tonight. We're going to make some things happen. We're going to talk about current events. So since this is about the fans, I need the fans to start asking questions. This is a show that can be all about you. So let's make it happen. Nothing's off the table. Hey, Steve is bottomless right now. So that's what the show is going to be like tonight. I want you to get in that frame of mind. Bring us the good stuff. Unfortunately, Red couldn't make it, beyond his control, but we're going to work on getting him back. However, I can conjure star power, right? As a matter of fact, the star power that is showing up right now was already talked about by Smoke. Ladies and gentlemen, Lonzo Ephraim's back in the building. He's going to contribute to our nonsense and our storytelling. What is up, dude? The best center to ever play for the University of Alabama in the house.
Hey, Zoe.
What's up, BG?
I just told the story about when we was over there in the candy break. I didn't give any names, so you better not neither. About when all four of us, me, you, Dre, and Charles, got in trouble. Someone shouting over the balcony. And the only person that got really chewed out was the person that didn't even step outside me. And the three of us got punished, but there was one guy that still had to know that was punishing TJ. We ain't gonna say the name, but we all know who that guy is.
Hey, I got a good guess about who that was.
Well, you know what they say, man. Look. You know what they say, hit dog holler, and I'm all about accountability. So, it was me.
Hey, man, wait a minute.
Look, being a kid, young and dumb, you know.
Hey, Zoe, you better not say the name. We gonna move on. Let's keep this.
No, we snitching. We snitching.
Look, think about it, man. At that moment, man, being in Alabama, man, it's like being on top of the world, you know. So sometimes you tend to make stupid mistakes, and thank God that folks understand that you're a kid and kids make mistakes. So, you know, wasn't one of the brightest moments, man. But
hey, Zoe, don't give the name up. Let it go.
Yeah, give it up. Give it up.
Give it up. This is a safe place, Zoe.
It's a safe place. Give it up.
Zoe, it ain't a safe place. Don't do it.
It's a safe place. It's a safe place.
We ain't gonna do it. Zoe, we taking this one to the grave.
Hey, trust me, man. Zoe.
You might be at the wrong cemetery, though, Smoke.
So look at me. So look at me. Your secret is safe with me.
Well, look, man, yeah. I mean, some things you don't divulge all the information. You know, you just kind of dance around it a little bit. But
hey, Zoe,
let's just say, out of that time, everybody became substantially good men.
So we paid the price for what was said and what was done that day.
I mean, you know what? I'm gonna tell you this. Obviously, it had such an impact, man. That Smoke still remembers it to this day. You know, something that happened with over 25 years ago. You know, he still kind of brings it up.
No. Okay, so here's what happened. So Justin asked us if what was the craziest moment with Big TJ. And I've never been in trouble with Big TJ. So that was the only time that I ever got any punishment from Big TJ.
Really?
At one time. That was it.
I had to see TJ a couple times though, but I still was a good kid. You know, me and Rico was talking about this. My Rico Porters, man, we were talking about this about a week ago about having to go out there and do those what TJ used to call Jack burgers.
Ooh, Lord.
And Jack's was across about 300, 400.
See, they thought that he was going to snitch, and the stream was interrupted.
Nah, listen, Justin. This is what you got to understand about us. That class of '99, we stand so firm. We stand firm on business, bro.
I got you. I'm not going to try to break it. All right. We got a question from the audience, and this is a hot topic. Smoke, I think you talked about it a little bit last night. This is from Jordan King. We got a super chat. Does us reaching out to the SMU quarterback worry y'all? Does that show a lack of faith in Todd Simpson? Roll Tide, guys, on the show.
Which quarterback are they reaching out to?
Well, it was alleged. It was alleged that we were tampering with somebody's quarterback. It was alleged.
SMU.
I'm going to say. Is that? I don't really worry. I think that's just rumor mill. I think they're very comfortable with what they got over there at Alabama.
Apparently, we got a crazy echo. What?
Okay. Whoever bowed out just then killed the echo. Because, it was getting nuts. I'm sure everybody was looking at us like, what in the...
Well, I'll say this about SMU's quarterback. The kid is actually pretty good. I watched him play a lot last year. The kid is actually pretty good. He took that SMU offense to a whole new level. You're talking about dynamic on so many levels, man.
And Marvin, you're talking about Kevin Jennings.
Yes, Kevin Jennings.
Yeah,
Kevin Jennings.
Yeah, the kid is good. I won a lot of money off him last year, so he had a lot of overseas.
See, that's they'd always come back to this damn game.
And a lot of
that's why I know these players, because it's all about gambling.
And see, people like you and me and that really follow it, and people like Smoke would know about Kevin, but a lot of people, what they got is they didn't watch SMU throughout the year. They saw him play that last game up north where he didn't play his best game, but he actually kind of kept them in it, but started out a little rough. But no, that guy can play, man. He's
well, Petty. If you look at it, I would say it like this: going into last year's season, I don't think any of us thought that SMU was going to be in the first inaugural college football playoffs at all. And Kevin Jennings wasn't even a starter at the beginning of the season. It was Preston Stone.
That's right.
First game of the season, Preston came out, was inconsistent. Kevin Jennings took the reins, ran with it. Now, at that time, he was more of a dual threat guy, better runner than a thrower. But as the season went along, he lost his number one target, R.J. Maryland. But Rashad Smith and Kevin Jennings did enough in the ACC to finish up. What did they? They lost in the championship game to Clemson, correct?
Yeah.
And got into the playoffs, lost in that game against Penn State. But I wouldn't foresee Alabama trying to get a quarterback like that. That's not a pass first guy, knowing the issues that they had with the guy that was there last year, being a more runner than a passer.
Well, here's the thing about it. I think more of anything, like you said, is rumor mill, because here's the dilemma. In this age of NIL and the transfer portal, you don't want to go on the field with an unproven quarterback, and that's what Alabama's doing this year. We're going on to the field in the SEC with an unproven quarterback. So as a coach, I mean, if I had the opportunity to go out and get a guy that I know is proven and that is going to give me what I need and that's going to give my team a fighting chance, why wouldn't I take a shot at it? But I'm not saying to take a shot at the kid from SMU. But I mean, as a coach, I would much rather go out there with somebody I know is going to give me what I need, opposed to hoping that, hey.
Well, Marvin, you know what? And I usually ask coaches this when I was sitting in my chair as the general manager. This is not the NFL, right? And back in the day, before the transfer portal hit and everybody was going out and tampering with other players.
Okay.
There was a time that you went into the season with an unknown quarterback or unknown receiver or unknown players.
Okay.
And it was on the coaches to get the players ready. Like when you went out there as a redshirt freshman, you didn't start a game before. Travis Carroll was a starting linebacker.
Mm.
So you were an unproven linebacker to the world, right? Outside of Tuscaloosa that knew how good you were. But, I mean, that's a part of it. You and Salim and Miguel Merritt, you guys were the three starters. Miguel was a JUCO guy that came in the year before, wasn't a full-time starter. You weren't a full-time starter, and Salim wasn't a full-time starter. That's a young group of linebackers in terms of experience.
But the problem with that is quarterback is you're under the microscope at quarterback. So
Michael Vick. I mean, all I'm saying is
I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying in this era, if I had a chance to go get somebody who's proven,
I agree with you. I would, but let's not look past that. It happens.
Okay, but Smoke
supposed to do.
Well, Smoke, real quick.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Justin. It's rumors suggest that Alabama Crimson Tide football program attempted to recruit SMU quarterback Kevin Jennings. It's a rumor, so it's not actual. It's a rumor. Okay, so we don't want our fans, or we don't want anybody saying that we're putting out false information. But it was a rumor, and you didn't hear it here at the Bama Standard. So it's a rumor out there. So
I shot that down. I don't think that was a play for them.
Yeah. So yes, it's a rumor. It's the slow part of the media season, right, guys? Not to take anything away from Kevin Jennings, but I don't understand why Coach DeBoer would pivot from a Ty Simpson who has spent time learning his system and fits what Coach DeBoer wants from quarterback who can run his system, to bring in Kevin, whose skill set does not match what the offense calls for. And the other part of it is, although he has experience as a starter, playoff experience as a starter, he doesn't have experience in this offense. So Marvin, how long would it take to get the install properly to where you could say Kevin Jennings could come here and make a significant impact? And we're just talking hypotheticals. I honestly don't think that this happened.
Me either.
So this is what it is, Justin. Unless if we don't want, we can just remove the name or even the question and just say, how quickly can you get an athlete up to speed year one in terms of installation and getting comfortable with the offense?
That's fair.
It all depends on how quickly that person learns. Right. It has a lot to do with his mental aptitude. There's some guys that can get a playbook and within a month they know it inside and out, just because they can apply concepts that they've learned. See, football is it's a different dialect, but it's typically the same schemes,
concepts,
the same concepts. So when you talk about offense, it's just different verbiage and how you get to it. So if you can take what you did in other places and just flip it and just use the words just to match the concept that's applicable to you at that moment, then you pick it up like this. So it's just learning. So if you can learn another language, you can learn how to play football, as long as you know how to apply the information that's given to you.
Because there's only so many routes receivers can run. There's only so many run plays you can run. There's only so many coverages you can run.
Right.
But it's all about the concept. It's about the concept.
At the end of the day, Steve, when I was coaching, I always wanted to make every concept make sense to you. So if I figured out that you wanted to be, that you're a funny guy, you know comedians, well, I'll have a concept that is the Martin Lawrence concept. And everything Martin Lawrence will start with an M and L. I'll start with an M and L, end with an L. Right? So every concept I would put in that. So if I say, hey, Steve, we're running the Martin Lawrence concept today, you would know right now, M and L. And that should say something to you. If it's Red Fox, that should mean something to you. If I say Eddie Murphy. So I would just use things to help you learn as quickly as possible. So I would change my language to fit you, so you can learn it. And once you learn it, then you can apply the information. Go ahead.
It'll just be the Steve Brown concept.
No, so for Steve, it would have been short bus.
Sure, yeah.
Hey, Steve, then I would use color and I would use crayons. Red, blues, greens, oranges. They all make different concepts.
I no longer
red is to the right.
Signature in crayon.
I no longer want to be a part of this show.
Green is to the left.
Come back.
Go ahead.
But another aspect you can look at, what kind of ripple effect would bringing in a new quarterback, regardless of what he has accomplished, do? All of a sudden, you got guys who like Keelan Russell and Austin Mack and Ty looking at the transfer portal. So why would you risk causing that much of a disruption in your quarterback room to bring in another quarterback? So
go ahead.
Here's the bigger thing, Justin. You start talking about chemistry when you bring in guys during the summer. And if you're anticipating this guy being a starter and he comes in August and you want him to start in end of August, come on, what about the chemistry that these guys have developed with the quarterback who was there before him? You know, and again, you're talking about linemen who block for this guy in the spring and understand, where he likes to be in the pocket, whether he steps up or if he likes to sprint out the pocket. There's so many little nuances that all these guys who play around you know what you want to do. They know what you like so that they can play accordingly based upon that. I knew Kenny Smith was going to do something dumb every other play, so I had to account for that. So it's things like that. When you play with these guys, you have that chemistry. It directly impacts what you do because you have a pretty high understanding of what they're potentially going to do.
Well, I mean, so yes, two things can be true, Marvin. The way that you got to look at it is like we're old. We're old players. We're in our 40s. That means we played 20-something years ago. All that meant something to us. These kids, the way they look at it is not the same. Adding something new, going in the transfer portal, playing with a new 25 set of guys, it's normal behavior to them. You and I would look at them like, oh my God, no, but that's their new norm. So bringing in a new quarterback does not necessarily mean that they've never played with this guy before. A lot of these guys are doing 7-on-7. A lot of these guys are going around the country and working out with different quarterbacks. Like we've seen a video of Alabama players working out in Atlanta with a trainer. Marvin, that in our day, that was like, no, what are you doing? You work. So it's nothing new to them. It sounds foreign to us, but it's normal behavior to them. And if a coach is willing to go out there and get a player out of the transfer portal to put him inside of a room, which he's monitored and evaluated for a year and a half, you're telling me something. You don't have to say it with your mouth. You got to say it with your action because actions are louder than words. You bring somebody in new, you're flat out telling me they ain't good enough. Read the writings on the wall.
Oh, got a few more. Great explanation, guys. Again, fans, I think the media plays to y'all's emotions that are attached to this team. They know that if you throw a little bit out, you sprinkle a little bit out, plant a little seed of doubt, then all of a sudden there's going to be an uproar. And what happens? Engagement for them. So before you get upset, let's inject logic into every situation. If that doesn't work, Smoke, what's your Twitter handle?
We're just talking about Coach GV Dixon.
That's right. That's where you go if you want to hear the straight truth. Okay.
But here's what I'm gonna say as well now, Justin. When there's smoke, there's some type of fire behind it. Everything is not always a lie, but everything is not also the absolute truth as well.
That was deep, Steve.
They might have reached out to somebody.
In other words,
but
he's
not necessarily that guy.
Yeah, he's burning. Yeah.
Right. With the little time we have left, let's go ahead and get some of the audience questions we have remaining. Herb and Raj podcast. Herb, the Better Ragsdale. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us today. Even though we had to do an about face, we still bring the quality. He asked, what's a team not currently on Alabama's schedule that you would love to see them play? Steve.
I would like to see us play Ohio State later on in the season when we get gelled, when we get the chemistry right, and find out who's really going to be the quarterback. Because I still think, I'm all in on Ty, but I think that this Russell kid, once he grasps the system, I think it's going to be a real battle, and I think that we would be able to go with either quarterback. But I think we have the tools and the personnel and the coaches to play anybody. Another big name school, Ohio State, again, Oregon, somebody like that, and really put it on. I think this year, this team is going to do a lot of things that's special, and it's not going to be surprising because now Coach DeBoer has everything he needs, and he's doing it with one of the most talented rosters in college football.
Steve, can I play devil's advocate?
No, you can't.
You'd rather play Ohio State early on the season other than late?
You know what? I feel that too.
Because they're going to have the same issues that Alabama is having right now as well too. They haven't declared who their starting quarterback is, right? They're going through 2 new coordinators. Brian Hartline is a new coordinator. Chip Kelly left for the NFL. Jim Knowles left to go to Penn State. Matty Patricia is now the defensive coordinator. You'd rather play them early.
In that case,
figured themselves out.
In that case, I'd rather get them on the first game of the season then.
That's what you'd want.
No, like right now. I want to play them right now.
Yesterday.
Petty, you've been quiet. I want to have you answer this question because last night you were listing your top 5 favorite uniforms, the best uniforms in college football, and your choices had a lot to do with nostalgia. So if Alabama was to add a team that is currently not on their schedule to play or maybe even renew, who would that be?
He's on mute.
You're on mute, sir.
You talk so much, you muted yourself.
I did that when the echo. I didn't know if it was me. I've never done that, man. Justin be yelling at me behind the screen right now, man. I was really debating this because the fan in me would like somebody like Notre Dame. I think that would be Alabama, Notre Dame every year would just be a great matchup. It's the two biggest programs in the history of the sport, Bevo. But the old school SEC fan in me would like the Mississippi State game back because I enjoyed the annual ass kicking of the Bell Ringers from Starkville, Mississippi. So,
okay.
Would you want that to be a neutral site game, or you would be at home and home?
Notre Dame?
Yeah.
Home? No, screw neutral site. That takes away from it. Let's go to South Bend one year and bring it back to Tuscaloosa. Give the fans that treat. It was such a treat when Penn State came to Tuscaloosa. And then the fans got to return that and go up to Penn State instead of going to Atlanta to watch that crap. Look, we get to go to Atlanta at the end of the season. Let's go somewhere cool.
I'm going to throw in, since Pettey named Notre Dame, I'm going to go ahead and say Penn State. That was a staple in the 80s and the early 90s, and it completely stopped. From a nostalgia standpoint, I want to see that renewed again. But we got a few more questions. We got Ann who sent $4.99.
I don't get to answer the question.
What, Marvin?
Why are you flipping us off?
Yeah.
Me personally, I would like to see Michigan on our schedule. Due to the last two times we have played Michigan, I don't feel like we played Alabama football.
We didn't.
We did not.
I need us to, because the last two seasons, our seasons ended losing to Michigan. So I would like another crack at them. So because all my friends who went to Michigan owe me a lot of money, because I want to double
I knew it.
get
I
my
knew
bread
it.
back from the last two L's we took. They cost me a lot of money.
I really think we should have a show that's devoted to maybe an intervention to Marvin Constant.
I know.
This isn't just hobby. It sounds like it's a cry for help, honestly.
Listen, time out. And here's the thing. This first game against Florida State, I don't want no nonsense. Because me and Peter Ward, we already done put that bread on the line. And I ain't trying to hear his mouth. So listen, y'all better show up against FSU because I need peak money in my pocket.
Hey, I want to say this too, and I wasn't going to say it. And Marvin, you kind of stoked me to go ahead and say it. Ladies and gentlemen, right here on the Bama Standard, I'm going to say it. Marvin lost his finger in the gambling debt. Okay, go ahead, Justin.
To the mafia.
Hey, Marvin, you said that Bama didn't play their best game.
Hell no.
I don't feel. I feel like no. I minus a few plays. I feel like we could have played better overall this past season. Now the game against the national championship, in the playoffs, there was some errant snaps and a few other plays that cost us that game in particular. But that game last year, to lose to a team that didn't even throw the ball, come on, man.
Okay. Hey, thanks to Ann. Before smoke goes, we appreciate you donating and being with us tonight. A little impromptu night. Smoke, what do you have before we get to the next question?
Yeah, Marvin, you know what? Going back and I watched both of those games about a month ago, because I was having a good conversation with a couple of my buddies that was on that Michigan staff. And I always thought that going back to the Nick Saban game, that Bama was the best equipped team to play teams that played 21 personnel, that's two backs, right? And 12 personnel that brought everybody into the box. I thought they couldn't beat Alabama that way. Damn it, that was a lie. Michigan bullied Bama the last two times that Bama lined up and played. And I get the errant stuff and the mistakes and whatever, but take that away. They won the line of scrimmage over and over again, and they beat Bama into submission.
All right, we got a question from Tough as Nails. I feel like this is a question that gets asked a lot because Ryan Grubb is the flavor of the week, so to speak, on the coaching staff. What kind of change do you see Ryan Grubb making this year? Honestly, he gets to change. He gets to turn the page in the playbook, which is something we didn't get a chance to do last year. But guys, let's dig a little bit deeper. How much bigger does the playbook get, and how much do we actually get to see this truly DeBoer's offense as Ryan Grubb gets to make the play calls? Start us out. GB?
Go ahead, Steve.
I personally think that with him coming in, I think that he's going to make things easier for the guys to learn plays, and therefore they will be able to play faster and then open the playbook up. But I think the way he teaches, I think that it'll be a lot easier versus what we had last year. You know, that's just my opinion. I think we'll be doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and just studying Washington and studying Alabama, I mean, the playbook is the playbook, guys. The same playbook that was there last year is the same playbook that's there this year. I don't think there's anything else that's going to be added. I think where he can come in is adjustment during the game. I think that was one of the biggest things for Alabama.
I like that.
Creating opportunities, easy access throws for your quarterback, and just adjusting to what the defensive coordinator was doing. Because everybody believes that a coordinator is good because of the size of their playbook. But I've always judged coordinators on their ability to have in-game adjustments. Because once you're in the game and you can't go back and rewind and drop something new to fix it because you can replay it and watch it, and you have to go along with the game, because you might come in, and Marvin knows this, you come in with a game plan of saying this is what we're going to do. And the team comes and totally gives you something different than you practiced for or you prepared for. That's when you got to go into your bag of tricks and create now, not brand new plays, but different ways that you're calling plays to attack the type of defense or offense that's being called on the opposite side.
Okay, Smoke. But at times, and we all can agree, Bama week in, week out looked predictable. The play calling looked predictable.
Yeah,
and there were no adjustments.
Yeah,
I'm glad you touched on that. Go ahead, Marvin.
So here's the thing about it, Steve. You know why I look predictable? Because as a coordinator, you can only call to the strengths of what you have to work with.
That's right.
I can't go out here and make chicken salad out of chicken, if you understand what I'm saying.
You can, Marvin. You can, because every time that you make chicken salad, it's not the best grade of meat. But it's the seasoning and the flavoring that you put into it that makes it work.
And sometimes,
but does it not go back to Jimmy's and Joe's opposed to X's and O's?
But sometimes
I agree with you.
But sometimes I'm making that chicken. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But there's a reason why coaches coach. You're not going to have the best of everything every single week. And at some point, you have to show up and earn your keep. So me earning my keep, I got to get this offense out of here. I got to be able to get through this game and win it by any means necessary. And that's when you come in play. Right.
I like that. And you know what? And Marvin, I'm back in what you said. You cannot make you can make chicken salad and you can't make chicken-ish, but you can also hurt your finger in the progress. I'm just saying. So the thing,
I think Will Sports pointed out in the chat that all proceeds tonight go to getting Marvin's finger back from the Gambino crime family.
That's a great segue. Our second sponsor. Listen, the Tide season is truly never ending, and we can always celebrate with our very own Tidal towel. How do you get that, you ask? Well, go to whitwillsports.com today. Enter the promo code STANDARD. Get a nice discount courtesy of your favorite Alabama network, the Bama Standard Network. All right.
All of y'all are number one. Every last one of y'all.
We got a few more questions. Pettey, I'm going to let you take this next one from Kenefi. Is Clemson really as good as everyone's talking about? We buying or selling?
Man, I know the guy next to me really believes they are. He's a believer in them, and we've talked.
Hey, hold on. Hey, can we get a timeout? Don't put me. Where's my flag?
Well, it's jaded. I say that because I'm got to preface it. No, hold on, Smoke. Let me get it out.
Don't put me in.
That's kind of influenced my opinion of Clemson in a more positive light. So I'll give my opinion, my take on it. If Klubnik is what he has the capability of being, the flashes he showed his freshman year and how he progressed throughout the season, if the trio of wide receivers they have are the NFL caliber, yeah, I mean, the ACC's weak and ripe for the picking. I mean, anybody, you've got a solid team that can run that. So And then that means you go into the playoffs fresh. And look, man, Dabo's proven that in this new era, his way is starting to work again. And people they thought when he lost Venables, I said this, that was his secret sauce. There went his defense. And man, he just seems to kind of find ways to plug. So yeah, man, I'm not writing off Clemson. I think they're going to be real good. I think Klubnik is the real deal. The kid's got all the damn tools.
So you buying it or selling it?
I'm buying it.
Okay.
Clemson going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm buying it. I think Clemson can win the national championship. I think at the end of the year they win it.
Wow, brother.
See, that's why I said he's influenced me. I'm not. Well, I've gotten.
Hold
better.
on.
I'm not going to go that far, but I do think they're going to go into the playoffs fresh and dangerous as hell.
So hold on, Steve. You can ask me a question and we can have a conversation. You ready to go?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hold on because you say hold on. I gotta stop.
Whoa.
So I'm buying. So ask me the question. Go.
Hold on. Did you just say you think that Clemson is going to win it all?
Yes.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
That's okay. Ask me a question. Why should I be ashamed of myself?
I think Bama has a better chance than Clemson.
Cool.
Listen, I've seen Clemson's roster. Nobody's touching Bama roster, and that's just what it is. And I believe. I'm just saying. And I know you like to give the Bama fans realism, and you disappoint them sometimes. But I believe that Ty Simpson is going to have a great year, and I think with the addition of Ryan Grubb, we're going to go. We might have a chance to win it all. I wouldn't be surprised. Would you?
Yes, I would be surprised.
Wow. Why?
Why? Because I think Clemson has a better chance, and here's why.
I'm listening.
The quarterback is better. Cade Klubnik is a top 5 quarterback in the United States. The trio receivers that they have, top 5 in the United States.
And Bama's are not?
No, their receivers are better than Alabama's. Okay? They're returning 4 to 5 starters back on the offensive line. That's offensive continuity. This is his 3rd year in that offense. All you've seen Cade Klubnik do this, and this. Last time that I checked, every time that Coach Sweeney brings back a veteran offensive group, he usually wins a national championship. Isn't that true? All you got to do is just follow the trend. Their defensive line is the best defensive line since those 4 guys got drafted. In that group of linebackers that they have with Sammy Brown, the Wood-ass brothers, that's Drew and Wade. And the secondary, like that.
I like that.
And they are playing in the ACC, meaning they have one tough game against LSU. They come out of that game and win it. They're running it. They're going to the playoffs. They're not going to get beaten up as much as Alabama because Alabama plays a tougher schedule.
Okay, so
therefore,
at
the end of the day, when you go into the playoffs and you're more fresh, you're not beat up, and you have a veteran team that's done it before, and your quarterback is playing at a level of greatness because he did have close to 50 touchdowns last year, 36 in the air. I want to say 10 on the ground, and that's Cade Klubnik. He'll be in New York for the Heisman as well too.
What? Hey, okay.
Let's smoke a little bit more.
Do you remember?
Let's save it for next week. Let's push pause.
Because
folks, you got a reason to come back. We got a debate going on. If you want to hear the exciting conclusion, come back next week. Marvin, I know you got to go, but we have a question. I want you to answer this. This is from Kangaroo Black. If you hadn't checked out his content, go to his YouTube channel.
I love Kangaroo.
What's up, Kangaroo? I
love Kangaroo.
Great information. Man. But Marvin, he asked, why are the so-called experts so high on Texas with all that they have lost? Also, why are they so high on Arch Manning?
Why are you even asking me this? The name on the back of the jersey tells you everything that you need to know. I mean,
all these guys were in the pros.
I mean, Eli, Peyton. Hell, you give me
don't forget Grandpa.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But you give me one of those and a few of my partners, we got a shot. I mean,
what did Bear Bryant say? Bear Bryant told Archie Manning at midfield, son, I could take you and 10 hitchhikers in the state of Alabama and win a national title.
Oh, wow. Hey, Marvin, let me ask you a quick question. Let's constantly smoke for 1 quick second. Just I know you don't cut us off. You don't got to.
I like this. I like the direction.
Have we ever missed on a Manning? Are we not 3 for 3 on the Mannings? So what's telling the world that this is a hype? When
Here's
he
the
plays,
thing.
has he not showed up?
He's right, and if you've seen him this offseason, he's put on some muscle. The kid is bigger. He looks a lot stronger, and I've been watching him pass. I might put $100 on him.
And again, let me ask one more question.
Hey man, I don't like
it
the
says,
way
I
don't like this.
Why are so-called experts so high on Texas? Was Texas in the playoffs the last 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
Has Texas been in the SEC and they've been one of the better teams in the SEC? Have they not played in the SEC championship? So why do you have to be an expert to understand what the truth is? So here's the problem with, I think, like these conspiracy theorists.
What?
Or haters or people that lack knowledge of the importance of studying history.
What?
I'll go down with knowing science and facts. And if I'm wrong on the Manning, I'm still hitting 75%. It don't matter what league you're going to the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
And if you're wrong on Texas this year, at minimum, you're 2 for 3 in the last 3 years. So I'm willing, Marvin, you're a betting man, to go with my Kangaroo Black's theory and say, hey, Kangaroo Black, I'm all in on Texas, and I'm all in on Arch Manning.
Kangaroo Black, let me say this before we get out of here. Listen, I have proven this so many times. That's because you don't know about a person. That doesn't mean they're not going to be successful. And honestly, I'm right now, just like I did. Hold on, wait a minute. Just like I I jumped on the Milrow train and the wheels fell off. I'm on the Ty Simpson train, and I really believe that Ty's gonna come in and do some damage, and you're gonna be holding this jockey at the end of the season. I believe that. I believe it.
Let me stop you right there, Steve.
I like the Mannings. Hold on. Let me finish. I like
Feel
the
free to
Mannings. I like the Mannings. They are good. They are a football family. I love the Mannings. They are all talented. If you're a Manning, you're it. But sometimes it's always that underdog that you don't know about and that comes in and steals the show. So
really
I'm not counting Ty out. I'm not.
Oh, hold on, Smoke. Let me get this one. Smoke, and I'm gonna let you piggyback on this. How many damn quarterbacks go to the damn Manning passing academy every damn year?
What academy, Marvin?
What academy?
The Manning.
So you know,
hold on.
I thought you said something else.
So you don't think that Peyton and Eli finna send they damn nephew out there to assault the world? You out of your mind.
I never said that, but I'm saying, but we're not gonna sit here and act like Ty's not a quarterback. You and
they're not the same category.
Look, because he doesn't have Manning on the back of his jersey. We're not gonna say that.
Hey,
let me tell you something.
I'm gonna throw this flag on you so hard. I'm gonna give you a personal penalty, and you're one play away from getting thrown out the game. They ain't in the same category.
Let me get him, Smoke. It's called genetics and pedigree.
I'm on the Ty train.
You cannot coach genetics and pedigree.
I understand that. I understand that. They got the genetics, the pedigree. They got all that. I get that, but I'm still.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I really do. But we're still listen.
Arch Manning has been learning how to dissect defenses from the time he was in damn diapers. That man has a wealth of knowledge that quarterbacks in the NFL would dream about having right now. That man has been mentored. His uncles are Eli and damn Peyton.
You've been trained to work with all 5 of your fingers. Look at you now. What I'm trying to tell you is I'm not counting out Ty Simpson. Get on the Ty train or get left behind. Simple as that.
Hey, Steve, can I say
he's
something
back
real
Milrow
quick,
and he's back in Ty. You can't deny that.
Right. Listen.
What'd you say?
Two things that I'm gonna disagree with you on.
I love the
Steve. You said the Jalen Milrow wheels fell off of Milrow.
It did.
I'm gonna say if you're around quarterback and you have a chance to start in the NFL, those wheels ain't falling off at anything. They're pretty damn good wheels. And there's a lot of people that wish they had that type of tread on their tires. That's one. 2, pump your brakes. When you're trying to put Arch Manning and Ty Simpson in the same category.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that, brothers. I'm not doing that. I'm giving Arch Manning all of his accolades. He comes from everything when it comes to quarterbacks. I know he's a great quarterback, but you also have to look at what we have too. Even though Ty Simpson hasn't started a whole game or whatever, that's one game, and he was pretty much in there when Bama was in disarray. But right now, he has a whole new life with Ryan Grubb. Who's to say he's not gonna come in and lead the NCAA in passing with Grubb?
I am.
Who's to say? Okay, well, see that there you see. I feel good about it.
Good.
I do.
This, Steve, if the collector said we need some money right now to go get Arch, I might write him a check.
Oh, no.
But Marvin,
Great
listen, our bankroll ain't that long, bro.
Hey man,
If I tell you that,
get on the tie train and get left behind.
man,
It's
leave
about
right
getting
where
on
I'm
the
at,
tie
get
train. It's about understanding what Arch Manning is, what he's been
I
raised to be,
understand
and what
that.
he's going to be. That's all
I
I'm saying.
understand that. But who's to say Ty's not going to be that either? Who's to say that? Oh, there you go. Hey, end the show. End the show.
Genetics.
All right. What a great way to finish.
Okay. If I knew you wouldn't beat me up, I would try to fight you. I promise you I would.
Steve, you know I ain't gonna fight you.
Yeah, because he pressed charges.
I'm gonna have a long discussion with you.
Senior citizen abuse is a felony.
I would press charges.
All right. Great segment there for Constantly Smoking. By the way, it's going to be returning very shortly. But we have run out of time. We appreciate everyone who has been in the audience with us tonight. Before we go, let's go ahead and shout out our socials so that folks can find us when they need to. Let's start out with Smoke, then we'll go to Pettey, down to Marvin, and then Steve.
You can find me at Coach GV Dixon. You can find me, my guy Pettey, every Monday, 7 Central, 8 Eastern, getting the best bunch of info to you. It's not Bama centric. It's college football centric. It can be ABA centric. It's anything that has to do with sports. No comedy though. So we need to have some laughter on there. We had a lawyer on there last night. If we get lawyers on there, you're going to get arrested, Steve. For some of your crazy takes. So we're going to hold back on you.
It's fantastic how that question lined up about Texas. Hey, go to the Herb and Raj podcast right here on this channel at 8 p.m. Central. They got a full breakdown of the Texas Longhorns 2025. So y'all, when you're done here, go watch what they got. I promise you have a great time. Pettey.
Like Smoke said, man, catch us on Monday nights on the opening kick. And look, one of the biggest things that happened in college football in a few years was this NCAA house settlement. I know it's really confusing a lot of mumbo jumbo. I think we painted a very good picture of it. Check out last night's show before you go to next week. But hit that like and subscribe, and you won't miss anything on the network. Check me out at Petty_Daniel on the Twitters. And again, I'll also be on the final whistle here in about 45 minutes talking ball with Matt Goodell. Chris James talks a lot. I was hoping to get some of those stories. I didn't know what dead time. I was going to get Smoke to retell that story of him and Chris James bus ride back from Arkansas.
The airplane one?
The airplane where he
about to say, ain't nobody taking no damn bus from Arkansas.
Well, the bus ride to the plane is what set up the plane comment from after Smoke was saying, don't ever play this dude again. And then Chris James requested that the plane crash and everybody make it but Smoke. I want everybody, but I think he actually said, I want everybody to make it but Smoke. I want you to die.
That was normal behavior for everybody, though. It's all right.
There you go. Check us out Monday nights again. I'm final whistle here in a little bit, but man, love to be with these guys on Tuesday nights now at the Bama Standard. So that's it. Good show, guys. It was a good time, man. I know it's impromptu, but it was good stuff.
Is it my time?
No, it's my time. You can find me on Instagram, Constant45. You can find me on X at Constant451. And one day I'm gonna tell y'all a story about somebody who I know, somebody who I played with, who used to crack jokes on somebody who wore tighty whities in the locker room. I ain't calling no man.
Smoke, like, was anybody off? Like, Smoke said it wasn't just that. Like, a receiver dropped 3 passes one day. One of the starters.
No, Pettey.
Don't get on the starters bus. Get your ass on.
Marv, you forgetting? Marv, you forgetting?
It's way more funny than that, Pettey.
Marv, you forgetting, dog. Marv, you forgetting. You're forgetting, Marv, about the 9. The 9, Marv.
What 9?
Fingers. Listen,
you left that door open again, man. I'm trying to get
Listen,
it. I'm trying
folks.
to get it clues,
Y'all make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, Comic Steve Brown, my website, Steve Brown Comedy. And also, I need y'all to get a ticket. Everybody needs to get a ticket. Please get your tickets. They're on sale right now. Get your tickets right now. Gerald, do you want to know what tickets they need to get? You know what ticket? You want to know?
Man, give it to me because you never get it to me anyway.
To the tie train! Let's go, baby!
Oh, hey.
You get a discount if you got 9 fingers. Go ahead.
I guess we would go out tonight on the song Onyx Slam, but you need 10 sticky fingers and Marvin Constant.
Before we go,
Your
as I mentioned before, Marvin Constant is going to be out next week on vacation.
Yes.
Much needed, well deserved. Enjoy your time.
Well done.
Now, since he's going to be gone, we need someone to fill a spot. So, audience, I'm giving you the power right here. Which Alabama legend do you want to see take Mr. Constant's spot while he is out? Second thing, July 1st, when Marvin gets back, his first show back from vacation, we're going to have a much requested legend on the Bama Standard. That's none other than former All-SEC tight end Lamont Russell. So
all right.
get ready for that.
Woohoo.
Aniana. That's Aniana's
That's it, the
own,
pride of
man.
Aniana. But that is going to do it for all of us here at the Bama Standard. Thank you again for being with us tonight. We're going to keep you entertained all summer long. Yes, Gerald.
Now I'm throwing a flag on Steve for all this craziness today.
Roll tide.
With
Roll
that
tide.
small ass hat on, or your head just big.
Hey,
And
Marvin,
thank you, Ephraim, for
asking.
purchasing a membership for a month. We can't do it without guys like you. Thank you so much, brother.
Oh, man,
Yeah,
Efron,
that is.
man.
Everybody get your Ty Simpson jersey. Get a Ty Simpson jersey. Yeah.
All right. That'll do it for us. Roll Tide, everybody.
Roll Tide.
Roll tide.